Hello, this is Leonardo, and in this video I'm going to show you how to build Rack in Mac. If you want to build your own plugins, so if you just intend to use Rack and use the already available plugins, you don't need to build it. Just download the existing release and use it. And if you want to build your own plugins, you have to do this. So I'm assuming here that you have very basic knowledge of C++ and maybe you are not used to all the tools. So let's start. We're in the main VCV Rack page. We just go to the source code, which is in GitHub. We're going to take this one. And well, building Rack is actually very easy. It's very well detailed here. But what can be a little bit confusing is setting up your tools. So the first thing that we're going to do is setting up the tools. I won't be able of doing all the steps, of running all the steps here, because I have already set up everything. But I'm just going to show you what you have to do. So first thing, you need to install Xcode. And in order to install Xcode, you need to download it. So here's the download button. And when you click the download, most probably you are going to be asked to register as a developer. So you should have an Apple ID, and you will have to log in with your ID and then accept like some license. I don't remember exactly, but until you register as a developer, you are not able to download Xcode. Since I'm already registered as a developer and logged in, I can go directly to the download page, and I'm gonna use this one. Since it's the release software, this is the beta version, so do not use betas yet. Just use the release, and then you will have to download it. Since I already have it, as I mentioned, I'm not gonna do it, but just download it, and you will have to install it as a regular Mac app. So if you already have installed, you can. What you have to do is it's open the terminal. Terminal. There I have it, and I'm in my home folder. So for this, I have prepared a folder already, which I call Rack Stuff, which is going to be located in my home, Leonardo, development, Rack Stuff. So I just move to that folder, development, Rack Stuff. So, and it's empty. And when we have Xcode installed, I think that the first time we cannot use it from the command line. So we need to install the command line tools. To do that, you can run the command clang, which is actually the compiler. And in my case, since I have it installed, it's going to display this message. When you don't have the command lines installed, you're going to get a pop-up telling you that you have to install the command line tools, and also it's going to directly ask you to continue. If you don't get the pop-up for any reason, let me try to remember. I think that the command is Xcode select -- install, and this will force the command the pop-up to show, and then you have to just install it. Since I already have it, I'm not gonna reinstall it again. It's gonna take a long time. So once this is done, and if you type clang, you should get this message. Next thing says that we need cmake and wget, and preferably from Homebrew. So Homebrew, if you don't know it, it's a package manager that is gonna give you an easy way to install many tools, and it's also pretty easy to install. You just need to copy this command and paste it in the terminal. I'm not gonna run it. I have Brew installed, so just run that command. And once that is done, you should have a command called just brew that you can run, and it should display the example usage. In order to install the tools that we need, we needed wget as specified here, wget, cmake, and git in the case that is not installed. So I'm gonna type brew install git space cmake space wget. If you do that, then Brew is gonna download the tools and install them. So I already have them installed, so it's not gonna do anything. And I should be able of typing wget, and it's just gonna report this thing. Git is working, and cmake is working as well. So once we have the tools, we should be able to start building. For building, we need to clone the source code. You can just copy this line here and paste it to the command line. So what this is doing is downloading the source code from GitHub and preparing the whole repository. And one important thing here is that if we take a look at this section, it says that there are different branches. So commonly the master branch is the development version. So it can be unstable, it may not work very well. And we have the version 0.5, which is a snapshot of the source code that was used to build the release. So well, if you want other users to be enabled of loading your plugins, you need to make them, to compile them with a version, with the released version. In this case, is the 0.5, is the latest. So let's go back here. So we enter to the Rack folder, and then we need to get the branch, or what I mentioned before. We need to get the branch with the version of Rack that we want to build with. So here it's outdated. This is it says it was for the version 0.4, but now we want to get the version 0.5. So this should tell me, I should get this message telling me that I'm checking out this, and if you get an error or something, is because you have typed incorrectly the version. But I'm on 0.5 now. Next step is initializing the submodules, which is like getting the source code of some of the dependencies of Rack. So we just copy that command, paste it. Important, you need to be already inside the Rack directory, otherwise you're gonna get an error. Okay, it's downloading the source code. That's it. So the next step is building all the dependencies. As specified here is we just need to run the command make dep. This laptop has multiple cores, so I'm just gonna run them in parallel. And yeah, this is gonna take some time, so I will fast forward this part. Okay, it's done. So we should see this message, build all dependencies successfully. And what we have to do is building Rack itself, which is with the make command. I'm gonna build it in parallel as well. Okay, I think I saw this error before, so we have to fix it. And the way of fixing it, it's telling me that this file inside the rack code cannot find this include. So I'm just going to open that file, which was in SRC core audio interface. SRC core audio interface, and now I'm going to open it with Sublime Text. We need to fix this line 11. Just remove this part. I don't know why it's failing. Maybe RT audio was updated or something. Doesn't matter. So I save it. I will run make again. And that's it. So now we can use make run to launch Rack, and we have a freshly built and only has core. So if you are developing plugins, you will need some modules to interact. So let's get the fundamental. Here is described as well how to do it. So we just need to enter to the plugins folder. See plugins, and then clone fundamental. I'm going to go to the repository fundamental, which is here. And most probably this repository has a branch as well. Seems that it doesn't have a branch. Maybe it builds correctly with version 0.5. Let's test the fundamental and then just type make. Okay, it builds correctly. Maybe in a future, if there are changes into the API, it may break the development version. So you will have to check out the corresponding tag to version 0.5. But right now it works. So let's go 2 levels up and run again Rack. We should have fundamental. So let's say that we want to start building a new plugin. Andrew has included as well a tutorial plugin. It's here. And we are going to, I think it's specified here. Well, we're going to clone the code. Take this address here. Enter again to the plugins directory and use git clone and paste the address. That's it, we have the code. Let's go into the tutorial folder and run make. So we just have built the tutorial example, but to make it more interesting, let's just see what's in there. I'm gonna use Visual Studio Code to edit this. Let's see the source code here. So it looks like it's an oscillator with a sine wave, and let's run it first. Here it is, tutorial, my module. Let's put a scope. Here we can see it. I don't know what we can do. Something interesting here. Let's make 2 sine waves instead. So seems that this is the place where the sine is calculated. We're gonna add 1 sine more, and it's gonna be a harmonic of this one. So let's say that is times 2. Save it. I need to go back and build it. Plugins, tutorial, make. Okay, my change is correct. Let me go 2 levels up. Well, I can actually just open a new terminal, one for building like that, and the other for running Rack. Okay, now we have a modified plugin. So that's it. I hope that you find this useful. And of course, if you want to receive updates regarding the Vault modules, just subscribe to this channel. And goodbye.